It seems like we are inundated with productivity tips, but if, like me, you're a working mum, then you most likely have listened to a lot of these tips while rolling your eyes and thinking wistfully back to your life pre-kids when you had the time to implement these strategies. Being a working mum comes with its own unique set of challenges and responsibilities. So in this video, we're going to dive into some of the most common productivity advice and discuss why it may not always work for us working mums, and also what does work. So let's get started. The first tip we often hear is to wake up early and establish a morning routine. And while this can be effective for some individuals, it may not always be practical for working mums, particularly those with babies and young kids. How many times have I said to my husband, if I could only just get up early in the morning, I could go for a run, I could work on a video, etc, etc. But inevitably, I'm up with the baby in the night, or the toddler is coughing, or something's happening. Sleep is crucial for our well-being and managing a busy schedule. The difference I feel when I've had 7 hours plus, albeit of broken sleep, compared to when I've had 5 or less is immense. So instead, let's focus on optimising the time we do have throughout the day. One of the ways that I do this is by doing a quick house reset at the end of the night before I go to bed and laying out anything important I need for the next day. That way I'm not running around like a headless chicken the next morning, feeling like I'm already on the back foot. If I feel calm and in control in the morning, then I find I'm more likely to be productive throughout the day. If I'm racing around, if I'm late for the school drop-off, etc., it really sets my mood for the rest of the morning, a time of the day when I otherwise have the most energy and need to be the most productive. Now, I definitely don't nail the organised mornings every day, and some days still start off with a fluster, but I really notice the difference when I'm organised and on time at the start of the day to when I'm not. Another well-known tip is to multitask. However, as working mums, we often find ourselves juggling multiple tasks simultaneously. This can lead to increased stress and decreased efficiency. You'll have seen comments about mums having 50 tabs open in their brain at any one time. I'm thinking about one thing over here, but I'm also making a mental note to check if swimming club is running this week, if we're low on nappies, if my mum's okay. Rather than pushing multitasking, let's embrace prioritization and focus on one task at a time. To be truly productive in my working life, I know I need a thorough to-do list to identify what my absolute vital tasks are for the day, and then to tick them off my list one by one. If I get distracted by an email or a call, then it really sets me back. By dedicating our full attention to each task, we can ensure better quality and productivity. Have you ever heard the suggestion to delegate tasks? You probably have if you've watched a few of my own videos. And while it's certainly great advice in theory, as working mums, finding someone reliable to help with household chores or childcare can be challenging. There are some things we either can't delegate or don't feel comfortable delegating. For me, I have a great cleaning company who come in and help me keep on top of the house, and I have core childcare. But if the kids are sick or they need to attend an appointment, and then it's me or my husband who are responsible for caring for them, that's not something that we can easily delegate or that we feel comfortable with. So instead, we have to look during these times at what else we can delegate. If the kids are sick and we're juggling work around caring for them, then we might delegate meal prep to the local takeaway. In these situations, it's also important to accept that asking for help is not a sign of weakness or failure, but rather a way to better manage both work and family responsibilities. Now let's talk about setting strict boundaries between work and personal life. Whilst this may be possible for some, for many working mums it's quite difficult. Our personal and professional lives often overlap, and sometimes we need flexibility to navigate unexpected situations. Instead, let's focus on finding a balance that works for us individually and allows us to fulfill our responsibilities without feeling overwhelmed. We do all need some boundaries when it comes to work-life balance, and it's important that you know when to draw a line. My employer is pretty flexible around when I work my hours, so if my kids are sick, I can work around them and catch up on work in the evenings. But at the same time, my employer understands that I'm not usually going to be working in the evenings. I generally try to stick to my core working hours as much as I possibly can so that I can spend time with my family and try and get enough sleep. So let's recap. While traditional productivity tips may not always work for working mums, we can adapt them to our unique situations. Instead of waking up early, let's maximise the time we have. Instead of multitasking, Let's prioritise and focus on one task at a time. Instead of delegating everything, let's accept that it's okay to ask for help. And instead of strict boundaries, let's find a balance. That's it for today's video. Remember, what works for one person may not work for another, and that's okay. Each one of us has our own unique circumstances, and we are all doing a great job. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really does help my channel, and consider subscribing for more content from me, and I will see you in the next one.